Just because I talk about money doesn't make me a bad person. I mean, I like to have the finer things in life. Money don't make me, I make money.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has finally broken his silence, and it wasn't a calm or composed response. After weeks of rumors, viral clips, and speculation about him leaving his Manhattan mansion, he addressed the situation publicly for the first time. But instead of putting the rumors to rest, his reaction came across as intense and unpredictable. Rather than offering clear answers, Mayweather's response seemed to shift between denial, frustration, and defensiveness. What many expected to be a straightforward clarification turned into an emotional and somewhat chaotic reaction, raising even more questions than it answered. This is the same Floyd Mayweather Jr. who once claimed he could never go broke because his money works for him even while he sleeps. The same man who flaunted 9-figure watches and proudly spoke about earning over $1.4 billion from his fights. Now, however, the tone appears very different. Instead of confidence and control, he seems increasingly defensive, snapping at reporters, avoiding direct questions, and attempting to explain situations that only raise more doubts. The contrast between his past image and his current reactions has become hard to ignore.
I understand, because when I signed my deal, I was only a teenager. When a teenager getting that type of money, you're a kid, you don't
Right.
know no better. So with age, I grew and understood the business part. And once I said, I'm no longer gonna be just an athlete, I'm gonna be a businessman. See, a lot of the fighters right now in boxing, they're just fighters. Right. I'm a businessman.
So let's start with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s own words. After TMZ caught him leaving his mansion with a team of movers and a noticeably quiet entourage, a reporter shouted, "Floyd, is it true you're broke?" Clearly irritated, jaw tight, eyes locked, he turned back and fired off, "Broke? Me? Man, you all are crazy. I got assets. I got buildings. I got watches worth more than your house." And honestly, that response right there captures the entire issue.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money.
It's interesting now. I know that Floyd is still getting in there as recently as this weekend because he needed the money.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is still trying to talk his way out of a financial black hole using the same recycled lines. But behind the scenes, the story looks very different. According to sources close to his money team, this isn't just a rough patch, it's shaping up to be a full-blown financial collapse.
Floyd, bro, you gotta understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate...
The lavish lifestyle? It may be coming to an end. The private jets are reportedly grounded, and that $42 million Manhattan real estate power move is now under investigation. Let's talk about the deal that many believe may have put serious strain on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s finances. The infamous $42 million purchase of 62 buildings in New York City.
I love bringing people into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City.
He claimed the buildings would generate millions in monthly rental income and insisted this was only the beginning of a much bigger real estate expansion. But according to what actually unfolded, things didn't go as smoothly as expected.
All right. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares.
The expose doesn't stop there. A former Money Team accountant has come forward, claiming that behind-the-scenes things were far more complicated than what was being publicly shown.
Publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still secret.
He went on to lay out a series of alleged red flags, ranging from questionable crypto investments and unclear financial advice tied to contacts in Dubai to reported tax issues and IRS liens that have been building since 2021.
You won't believe this. Floyd Mayweather is back in the NFT space to launch his metaverse called Mayweather. There will be 5,000 NFTs with different utility, rarity levels, and rewards. But this NFT project is after a series of NFT and crypto scams he's started and promoted throughout the years. Some abandoned projects are Centra ICO, Ethereum Max, Floyd NFT, Bored Bunny, scamming his supporters for over more than $5 million. What do you think? Follow for more NFT.
It turns out those spreadsheets were actually accurate. In 2023 alone, Floyd reportedly lost $94 million in a failed Dubai real estate coin investment. When you add luxury taxes, private jet expenses, legal battles, and exhibition fight costs, that billion-dollar empire suddenly doesn't look as solid as it once did. Tank also made claims suggesting that Floyd was being held in Dubai over alleged debts owed to high-profile individuals there.
This is true, but Floyd Mayweather supposedly is held hostage in Dubai. Vontae Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
So many people that do buy that money, tell them to get on live right now. And you old people in Saudi Arabia.
Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul like 2 years ago said that Floyd is actually broke. And low-key might be true, but we'll see what happens.
After days of chaos, Floyd Mayweather finally agreed to sit down for a real interview. And it did not go well.
Out there and talk about the ratings that we're doing. We're doing 4 million. We're doing 5 million. So we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah,
3 million was great.
That's fair.
No, boxing rates. I think
No,
you guys rate. I'm not
okay,
denying that. I'm just saying.
You guys are not going to take nothing away from us.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. We have you on, and we're happy to have you on, and we're happy to talk to you.
He appeared on ESPN to speak with none other than Stephen A. Smith, likely hoping to shift the narrative in his favor. However, Stephen A. came fully prepared with evidence. What followed turned into one of the most awkward and uncomfortable interviews of Floyd's entire career.
So long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all. I clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
Not only that, but Smith didn't hold back and even referred to Floyd as broke. That's a bold move, considering he was calling out someone who built his reputation knocking opponents out in the ring. Stephen A. didn't stop there either. He later appeared on Jake Paul's podcast, someone Floyd clearly doesn't get along with, and shared his thoughts on Money Mayweather. From Smith's point of view, it made sense to question Floyd's situation. Remember, even after touring Floyd's mansion, he had already suspected that such an extreme luxury lifestyle didn't fully add up for a boxer. In reality, this controversy didn't begin with real estate. It traces back to early signs of financial pressure, along with names like Logan Paul that many fans still remember.
Floyd Mayweather, you punch-drunk idiot. Read my lips. Oh wait, you can't. Where's my money, bitch? Floyd never paid me for our fight. Who am I, the IRS? You can't dodge taxes like you do punches, dummy. Floyd, how can you call yourself the GOAT?
After their 2021 exhibition bout, Logan Paul publicly claimed that Floyd owed him millions. He even went as far as filing a lawsuit against Mayweather's team over allegedly unpaid fight earnings.
I see a lot of people always bring up the fighter pay with the UFC, but isn't Logan complaining right now that he didn't get his checks from Floyd? Is that like a boxing issue versus boxing thing?
You don't ever hear that coming out.
To this day,
you hear a guy going, I want to make 30 million, I didn't get paid enough. You don't ever hear guys going, yeah, they didn't pay me yet, ever.
Is that like a boxing issue?
Well, here's what happens when you go in and you do these fights, and you make them. And Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. You do these fights that are exhibitions or whatever. The commission isn't overseeing it. So let's say I did a fight with Mike. I got Mike fighting, Francis or something. The athletic commission gets the money up front, so they pay the fighters. They don't have to wait for. That was the big problem in the past, is that these boxing promoters would come in and they wouldn't make as much money as they thought they were going to do, so they would stiff the fighters and not pay the guys. And that's why these regulations are in place in these different states.
Let's not forget Floyd's widely criticized run of exhibition fights that drew a lot of attention and controversy.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real show that left the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. Floyd, I'm rooting for you. Come on, let's turn it around.
After retiring undefeated, Floyd essentially became a walking pay-per-view attraction. But instead of competing against top-level professional fighters, he began taking exhibition bouts against YouTubers, influencers, and reality TV personalities. Names like Logan Paul, Deji, John Gotti III, and even lesser-known TikTok personalities all ended up on his list of opponents.
To Floyd, right?
Okay.
So you get off the phone,
yeah.
You've agreed to fight Floyd,
yeah.
But then you have to sit there and go, holy shit. So who do you tell first? What are you thinking at that point? Do you ring someone or what are you doing?
First person I told was Shane. So before I even signed anything, I called Shane. And I was telling him I'm scared. And then Shane's just like, sign it. Just sign it. Stop being a pussy.
It became increasingly clear that Floyd wasn't fighting for legacy anymore. He was fighting for quick payouts and financial stability. These exhibition bouts were seen as fast cash grabs, and in many cases, questions were even raised about whether all participants received proper payments.
Okay. Other fighters accountable, like Floyd, for example. I mean, Floyd doesn't even know his opponent's name, so are you holding him accountable to that? Floyd should still be fighting people that, he at least people that know that his opponent's name and stuff. Are you?
Well, hold on.
Hold on. A couple things. Number one, last time I checked, Floyd retired. These are exhibitions that he had. I don't even count these. Floyd will tell you that himself. When Floyd, I didn't count Conor McGregor as a boxing match. That was a damn exhibition. I ain't paying no attention to that with Floyd. No way on earth. Not at all. That's number one. Number two, here's where you have to give Floyd his respect. He's a pioneer from the standpoint of his willingness to buy himself out of the contract with Top Rank, free himself up, and not be a prisoner to the promoter. So albeit in a different kind of fashion that Jake is doing it to some degree, Floyd's a pioneer in that regard. And the kind of thing that Jake is taking to another level, Floyd initiated. Julia, that is the truth.
I understand he initiated, but do you think it tarnishes his name to now be taking these bullshit
No.
I can't even say it. No, you don't think it does at all?
No. Here's the reason why. He's retired, number one. Number two, he had already proved himself as a world champion, made a whole boatload of money. He got $700 million in 2 fights, for crying out loud. He did all of that stuff. Then he retired, and he's announced that essentially these are exhibitions. He's just having fun with it because he's getting old. He's 45 years old now, and he did what he came to do. That's entirely different than a 25-year-old on the come up, knocking people out.
And just when things couldn't get worse, reports emerged that Floyd's longtime legal team had quietly stepped away. Allegedly, some of his top attorneys left due to non-payment issues and conflicting priorities. In simple terms, it was being suggested that payments had reportedly stopped or become inconsistent.
Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even more surprisingly, even his own family began to raise questions. Over the weekend, his daughter Jaira Mayweather reportedly liked a tweet that read, "Rich dads who flex online but don't pay their bills are wild." Fans quickly noticed, and the post went viral. Some also pointed out that Jaira had recently unfollowed him on Instagram, while his other daughter, Yaya Mayweather, has also made comments online. While no one is claiming a full family fallout, the lack of public support from his inner circle has fueled speculation about tensions behind the scenes.
Boy left Bob Arum. It's not good for, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not gonna elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just gonna say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
Floyd Mayweather, the man who turned money into his identity, redefined fighter paydays, and lived louder and flashier than almost anyone in combat sports history, is now being portrayed as facing a humbling reality in real time. The Bentleys on runways are gone, the $18 million watches no longer flood Instagram, and the images of stacks of cash in Vegas casinos have become far less frequent.
Man, you got everything. You got the skyscrapers, you got the cars, you got the houses. How much is that watch, man? I gotta ask, man.
Oh, that's 18 million.
18 million? That motherfucker do look like a chandelier, though. And how much was the goddamn necklace?
He said just $5 million.
Now the focus has shifted to unpaid debts, frozen assets, and efforts to manage the damage. And the hard truth is this: no exhibition fight can fix it, and no viral display of wealth will change the situation. Because Floyd didn't just lose money, he's losing trust. Trust from fans, from fellow fighters, and even from his own circle. The empire he built on confidence and bravado is starting to crack, and no defensive statements or public explanations seem able to put it back together.
Everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million, but I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions.
So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibition and getting 100 million?
So that's everything for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming content. Also, don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.